Evening. A Yorkshire MP says motorists on smart motorways are putting their lives in real danger after repeated failures of a computer system designed to keep them safe. Look North has learned that the software that sends a message to electronic signs on gantries failed to work for nearly 4 hours on October the 26th and for a total of 21 hours in the month of September. National Highways, which operates the motorway network, has now commissioned an independent investigation. Here's our transport correspondent, Spencer Stokes.
A smart motorway, but how smart is the technology that's supposed to make them safe? After a series of accidents on smart motorways where the hard shoulder has been removed, National Highways promised to roll out a radar-based safety system called stopped vehicle detection. When the radar senses a stopped vehicle, it sends a signal to the control centre, where staff use software known as DINAC to alter overhead electronic signs. But DINAC keeps failing, meaning vehicles stranded in so-called live lanes are at risk of being driven into.
Motorists are 100% playing roulette with their lives every time they go on a smart motorway. We believed the National Highways when they said the IT would be there to save us when they took away the hard shoulder. The IT isn't working. We have data that proves for between 2 and 10% of the time, the equipment that is meant to alert us to disaster doesn't work.
The most serious failure in recent months was 2 weeks ago on Wednesday the 26th of October when the DINAC software went off at 5:45 p.m. until 9:30 p.m, a 3-hour, 45-minute outage. But there were also problems in September. National Highways say the system worked for over 97% of the time, but that means it was off for around 21 hours across the month. There have been multiple fatalities on smart motorways. In 2019, Jason Mercer was killed after he stopped in a live lane near Meadowhall. His widow Claire has campaigned for hard shoulders to be reinstated and is regularly contacted by National Highway staff who man the control centres. This is one of those emails you've got from a worker at the control centre. Just explain what it says.
It says, the system fails nearly every day. In the last 2 weeks, we've lost control of our signs and signals on every motorway in the country for a total of 11 hours. All we do is send traffic officers to patrol the areas that we think people are most likely to die.
So that worker clearly very frustrated.
Yeah, they're at their wits' end. They can't do anything with broken tools.
National Highways say that when the system failed in October, they increased patrols, lowered the speed limit to 60 miles per hour and enhanced the monitoring of CCTV. They've also commissioned an independent investigation into DINAC's failings.
National Highways keep peddling the all is well line because they can't afford not to, but it really isn't all is well, and people are dying or getting injured, and the more that we convert, the more miles of motorway that we convert to smart motorways, the more that's going to happen.
Currently, all new smart motorways are on hold for 5 years, but there are no plans to reinstate the hard shoulder in Yorkshire, so drivers can only hope that the overhead signs are working. Spencer Stokes, BBC Look North.
Edmund King is the president of the AA. I asked him how worried he was about the system failures.
Well, the very essence of smart motorways is that the technology should be there to detect broken down or stopped vehicles in live lanes. So if you haven't got that technology, it is incredibly dangerous.
The National Highway says that CCTV is still working and they have patrols on the roads. Is that enough?
Well, CCTV is only as good as the people that monitor it, and CCTV only points in one direction, so it doesn't always pick everything up. And if you're relying just on CCTV, you've got to make sure that your control centres are fully manned 24 hours a day and people looking at each camera. We don't believe that is the case. So I think CCTV alone doesn't work.
The government have stopped the rollout of any more smart motorways until they have safety data results back. But the ones that are currently running are still operational. Should they close as well?
The ones that are under construction, are still being constructed. And in a way, you can see that, because if there are cones out and narrow lanes, that's dangerous anyway. So we can understand that. I think fundamentally, though, there needs to be a judgment. You know, do you actually go back to the hard shoulder?
And what does the AA think should happen?
Well, we have certainly said you need double the amount of emergency refuge areas, you need decent stop vehicle detection.
And where are we at with that? Sorry to interrupt, Edmund. Where are we at with that? Because that was mentioned in January, yet we still haven't got any of those in Yorkshire. Are the AA doing enough to lobby the government to make these changes happen?
Well, we've been lobbying for more than 10 years on this. I've been a critic of smart motorways since 2006 and met numerous ministers and secretaries of state. The safest system is a controlled motorway, and a controlled motorway has a hard shoulder as well as having the technology that's embedded in smart motorways. And that's ultimately what we would like to see, and we believe that would save more lives.
Edward King, thank you for your time.
Thank you.
And that's a story that we will continue coming back to.